So I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, and most of my time in growing up and stuff, I kind of bounced household to household. Trying to, I guess get stable. Being stable. And when you like 6, 7, you need stability to be able to to function and stuff. And I didn't have too much of that. Plus, I have to worry about where I was going to sleep that night. Sometimes my family used to sleep on the street. You know what I mean? I used to sleep on the street in New Orleans sometimes. So being homeless wasn't new to me when I got to California. It was just really, really unexpected because that's not what I wanted to be at.
Especially being in college. And, yeah.
And so a lot of the times I would, I had to. I never really knew anything about shelters or nothing when I was young or anything. I don't know if my dad was prideful and stuff because by that time my mom died when I was 4. So I didn't know if my dad was prideful about going to places like that and anything. But I remember a lot of nights not eating young, you know what I mean? And it sucked.
You can't sleep, right?
I
mean, like the physical pain of being hungry and...
Man, you like when you're a kid, like you're just full of play, you know what I mean? And you don't worry about, you're not supposed to have a care in the world when you're a kid,
Right.
You're just supposed to play and wake up and go to sleep when you played that, just, right then and there. But most of the time I was stressed, worried, hungry, and, just didn't know what to do. And I went to stay with my grandparents for a little while and stuff. And, things got better. And after that, I just, man, as I got older and stuff, after staying with my grandparents, they started teaching me a lot of things, feeding me and stuff like that. It was much better, what I'm saying? But when I got to high school, things kind of fell off again because 10, 15 people standing in my grandparents' house is mostly no room for me, not sleeping on a bed, I'm sleeping on a sofa or the floor or something like that, then struggling for food because you got 15 mouths to feed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was playing football too, so I needed way more food than the average, just the average teenager. I was burning calories every day at school and stuff and losing weight and different things like that. And with hunger and stuff like that came trying to find ways to feed that hunger. So I got into the gangs in New Orleans and trying to, sell drugs and stuff like that and traffic drugs and stuff to try to make ends meet for myself. You know what I mean? Anything I could do to take care of myself and stuff like that. And after a certain period of time of doing that, it got to a point where the guys in the neighborhood was like, you need to just go play football. You know what I mean? Because you're good at football. You're not supposed to be on the street. You're not supposed to be doing this.
And these were the gangs that were saying that to you.
So that was crazy. That was I knew most of these kids growing up, but you don't just get out of that like that. Nobody. They just
they usually don't let you out.
Yeah, they don't let you out. And they told me, hey man, look, you go play football. You're good at it. Because I had a buzz around town for football, and they were like, you go play football. But I was pretty sure if I didn't make it in football, I was going to be right back into that. You know what I mean? Well, you ain't playing football, so come back, But I needed to get out of the city. So I took $1,500 that I saved up, washing cars and stuff, and got out of there. I left because I didn't have the grades. Nobody really paid attention to me in school. And not having that drive from other people or your family and stuff like that, you kind of fall off, for school and stuff.
So on a daily basis, growing up, is it something fair to say that every day you worried about if you were going to eat that day?
Yeah, most of the time. I worried about if junk food is not food,
You're hungry instantly.
Yeah, junk food is not food. The only thing that do is to make you fat. But, I was worried about if I'm going to get a real meal. I had to pay for lunch at school, too. None of that was free. So that sucked, too. If I didn't have money for lunch at school, I didn't eat.
You didn't eat.
Yeah, and that was just
How did you have energy to play football?
You know what? I still don't know to this day.
Yeah.
Because when I got to Fullerton College, junior college, I went out there with $1,500 and thought I was going to survive and found out that California is nothing like the South. An apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment in California, Orange County at that, it's $1,200.
How long did the $1,500 last you?
That lasted me about a month, 2 months, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Then going to school, having freshmanitis, I had financial aid, but not going to class, all the things like that, not paying attention to that. Didn't know anything about financial aid and that you can lose it that way. Lost financial aid. So now I'm no money, no financial aid, street.
And all you want to do is play football and survive.
And the only thing I want to play is football. And I wind up into La Palma Park in Anaheim.
And I think that's where the story picked up that the people here in the Treasure Valley met you was, the story they did on KTVB about you living on the streets.
Yes, sir.
That's where we found you.
It sucked. It really sucked. But, and it got a lot of times when it started to take emotional stress on you, because I wasn't eating. Now, the thing about it is I came to California 290, right? By the time I went homeless and didn't have food or anything out there, I went to 220. And I was still trying to play defensive tackle and going to Fullerton College. So, and when you're in junior college, there's no scholarships. They're not feeding you. It's every man for himself. And if you want to make it out of there, you're going to have to play some football. Make it out of junior college. It's not going to be easy. So I was going to practice.
Dropping 70 pounds, that just adds on to it right there.
Man, and it was noticeable too. But I still would go. Like, it didn't matter. Like, if I didn't feel good, I still went because I didn't have nowhere else to go. Only thing I was going to go do is go right back to the park, And by this time, I had like a 1.5 GPA. And, not eating and stuff like that affects your mentality. That affects,
you can't
drive.
Focus. Yeah. You cannot focus because you're so consumed by the hunger.
And, I just wanted, I was just looking for stability. That's what I wanted.
I think that's and I know you were older here and in college, but I think you would agree, even growing up, you wanted that stability of a place to go and not having to worry, am I going to have 3 meals that I can eat today? Am I going to have to go hungry 2 meals and get some junk food for my 3rd meal?
Yeah.
I think every kid, and especially in these backpack program and the Idaho Food Bank's backpack program, that we're trying to raise money for today, I think that's what we're trying to help these kids out so they have that stability of not having to, as you say, worry about anything. You just want to go and have fun and be a kid.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have to. I mean, if kids are, like I said, kids are just supposed to be able to wake up in the morning, and just know that they're okay. They're not supposed to have to worry about, am I going to, get a milk today, if I'm going to get a sandwich today, or things like that. Like, it's just
those are adult worries.
Yeah,
and even that, it kills
like
me that adults are even worrying about, are they going to have milk today? But definitely a child having to worry about, that's big people worries. And that's kind of what we're trying to do. Let us take that worry off your shoulders. Here is a backpack full of food for the weekend.
And I liked the program. Like, I liked the picnic in the park because, you get to see kids smiling faces, like, that's just uplifting. Like, you just like, man, they happy for this sandwich.
We've heard from some parents, and some of the counselors that say, they get that backpack on Friday and it's like getting a Christmas gift for them. And it's the basic food that they're going to have for the weekend.
That the rest of us take for advantage.
Yeah, we take for granted.
Man, picnic in the park was awesome because they were just... Had the little, I was happy. I seen the sandwich in the bag with the little oranges and stuff. I was just like, man, that's some good food and it's healthy. And I was happy, man, because I was hungry around the time too, and that helped me out.
Yeah.
One of the things that I loved about your story that day was, because Mike and I see this all the time. We talk to parents that had to use the backpack program, needed assistance, and then once they got back on their feet, they were more giving than anyone we've met. And I noticed that when I saw your story on TV, because you were like, I want to be involved. I love the Idaho Food Bank. Like, let me, help be the voice of hunger and explain to you what it's like so that you can help more people. I loved that.
That's what I want to do. Like, that's what my calling is. Like, I love to play football. Like, football is a passion, and singing even is an even bigger passion for me. But me doing the will of God was always to be an answer for things like this. Like, I want anything across the country that has something to do with hunger, even across the world. Like, I want to be involved with it, especially when it comes to kids. Adults matter too, but kids are the future. Like if you start young, you won't have to worry about it too when they get to our age.
And kids can't help it. You know, they can't go out and say, "Hey, I'm hungry. I'm going to go get a job running a company." You know, an 8-year-old kid isn't going to do that. So that's why they especially need help, and why this backpack program is so great. Antoine, it's great that you came in and were so candid about, you know, sharing your story. We love that. But I have to ask, you know, since we're getting close to football season, I do have to ask some football questions.
I'm ready.
You guys are stacked this year at almost every position, especially position that you play, the defensive line. So I got to know, how do you think the season is going to go?
You know what? Fall camp was going to determine that. Like, we always been a program prided on, laying in the weeds. Like, you know, we don't worry about the hype. We don't worry about what people talk about, or we can win this and all that. Only thing we want to worry about is 1-0 every week, you know. And only thing we can do is go to fall camp and give everything we got. And then when we get on the field, then I guess we'll have to show the world by then. But I think if we take care of business in fall camp and get into the mindset that, you know, like, only people that can stop us is us, then I think we're going to be okay.
Coach Harsin said that I could go ahead and ask you. He said that you would
really?
tell me. Yes,
wow. I didn't realize we were on a first name basis with Coach.
Who are they leaning to for the starting quarterback?
Oh, you know what's funny about that? I know he didn't tell you that. I know he didn't tell you that at all.
Dang it.
Yeah, because I don't even know. Okay. You know what? It's kind of funny when they ask a defensive guy, who are they leaning to quarterback?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to kill all of them. So I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this. Which is the hardest quarterback for you to kill?
Don't answer that.
None of them. I'm going after all of them. Yeah.
I do have one more question for you.
Yes.
What are you going to sing for us?
Oh.
Did they tell you that we wanted you to sing? Because I honestly didn't know you liked to sing.
What do I want to sing? Man, that's a hard one. See, you caught me off guard.
All right.
Come on, give us
just a little something.
Bit,
you don't have to sing the whole song.
Voice.
We just want to hear your voice.
Let's see. What can I sing?
Because I think this is news to a lot of, you know, people who follow BSU football, that Antoine Turner's passion, one of his passions is singing.
I'll try to figure out what should I sing that's
radio appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that was.
Let's see.
You know what would be cool is if you sang the Star Spangled Banner before a game.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh my gosh! And you're out there in your uniform. That's a tough song.
Ooh, it's a tough song. Oh, say, can you see bright and dawn, early light?
Oh
That's
my gosh!
pretty darn good.
I got chills just from that. Wow.
Antoine Turner, thanks for taking time out of your busy day. Football starts when? Practice?
Tomorrow?
Today. Is today?
They're practicing, but it's over with.
They're ready.
Yeah. So your official fall practices start Friday, is it?
On the 6th.
On the 6th. Okay. So you got
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm basically property now. So
Well, go out. You're making us proud with everything that you're doing. So the only thing left is to go out now and add to that and make us proud for a great year of BSU football. And thanks, like I said, continued success to you in your personal and professional life. And thank you for being candid.
Thank you for sharing your story.
problem. I love it.
Oh my gosh, we love it.